Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the KF Podcast. This is, you're checking us out on our YouTube channel. But if you're checking us out here, also check us out at kfpodcast.com and then check us out at KF Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, and any of your other favorite podcasting apps. We're there. We put out a weekly kind of pop culture review. We also do some other little stuff like this along the way. But today we are talking about the recent hiring of Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman to the WWE creative team, overseeing these shows, and we decided we're going to do a little fancy booking and talk about our thoughts since we're big wrestling fans. Also, because Justin is not here tonight, we can talk about things that we like.
I like Justin, though.
I like Justin, and we like that's a Venn diagram that doesn't meet. Those circles, we like Justin.
They don't overlap.
Yeah.
We haven't got him into wrestling yet in all these years.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Is he coming on Saturday?
He's supposed to. Depends if he can get off work, do all this
We're going to make him watch Fyter Fest with us.
Yeah, right?
He's totally into it.
He is.
So,
So the big breaking news.
yes. So, what was the title that they have now?
I was just looking that up because executive director, I think.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Heyman due to the color scheme they showed on the screen. I think
Heyman's on Raw.
Heyman's Raw and Bischoff is SmackDown.
Yeah, executive directors.
So, this is also the same title that Triple H has over NXT, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So, they're given, and they're apparently only reporting to Vince, and they'll be in charge of creative for those shows. So, in a perfect world, we think that this would be an improvement over what we've been seeing recently on the brands, because the booking has not been great.
Right. We weren't sure if this was even a work at first.
Yeah, like maybe they're just saying
It still could be.
It could be storyline related, which I don't even mind if they're not actually in charge of creative. The shows that they're willing to shake things up as a storyline point.
Yeah.
Because they're going to invest money into Eric Bischoff, who wasn't working for the company.
Yes.
And then they're also going to invest money on bringing Paul Heyman in more than just Brock's advocate.
Who Bischoff, I think a couple weeks ago when he was at StarCast, I think kind of talked bad about them even a little bit.
He
about
did. Well, he
some
said,
of their storylines and things that they got going on.
He actually did a great, he brought this whole thing up and said, if you're going to make this brand split count, you have to stick to it. You got to get rid of this blending, because then it's not going to be like two separate brands.
It's like 6 hours of Raw.
It's just 6 hours of programming.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I always liked Eric Bischoff in the NWO. I didn't realize the mind for the television he has until listening to his podcast.
Yeah.
Because he really gets, he has some great ideas for television story purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense.
And he's great with advertisers and the business side of stuff.
Yes.
I was surprised by the negative reactions of some fans commenting, going, "Oh yeah, these two are really a good answer." I'm like, why aren't they? Like, these are two really good wrestling minds that ran big companies and did a lot of stuff. These are two good wrestling guys. Like, who else would you pick?
Well, I mean, if you look at what they've created in the last, let's not even say the NWO, but Bischoff had a big hand in the Aces and Eights stuff and the best part of TNA.
Yes.
And that's not including the Hogan aspect where they were bringing people in, but I liked Aces and Eights. We all did.
We all did. We were all into it.
Yeah.
We were hooked for 9 months while they were going through all
that was, we got the pre-podcast. Thursday nights was us not doing the podcast. It was us getting together, talking wrestling and watching,
TNA. Yeah.
Because it was quality. That was AJ. It's basically everyone that's on the roster now.
Yeah.
Except for Bully Ray.
Yeah.
And doing a storyline, a stable storyline, not stable as in not
3-man groups that are a tag team.
Yeah, it was a big group taking over.
Yeah. And all the aspects of it were good.
Now, if you look at Paul Heyman, some of the best SmackDown writing, whenever they did the brand split, was when they truly had a brand split, and Paul Heyman wanted to beat Raw in ratings, and it succeeded. Because they were writing, with Stephanie McMahon at the helm, they were writing better television than Raw was at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So having these guys, if they're legitimate, it's going to be a positive. Just to have more like people coming up with ideas.
It has potential to turn both programs into very different shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as Vince doesn't ruin it.
Yes.
And that's the big if.
He has to let go a little bit and be like, I hired Bischoff. If Bischoff wants to all of a sudden strip Rollins of the belt and it doesn't want to put Brock Lesnar in there every 5 seconds
Yeah.
and wants to do something crazy where Sami Zayn wins the title that night and goes on this run,
Yeah.
you got to let him do it.
Yeah.
You got to trust it.
Well, if Vince wants, Brock Lesnar, if he wants the attractions, then Vince needs to realize that he doesn't need a belt to book those attractions.
Yes.
Like, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg is going to sell just as much without the belt as it was with.
They can show up at your Saudi Arabia show.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can show up at Mania to wrestle someone.
And if you need Goldberg to come in and wait, lay a couple guys out on your roster, I don't think that's going to make your roster look bad.
No.
They've booked Brock Lesnar to the moon like a monster.
Yeah.
He's going to crush anybody anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
He doesn't need to have the briefcase and be going for belts. You gotta do away with that.
Yes.
But he's gotta let these guys go a little bit.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
the only way it's going to work.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not paying attention at all to what people are saying, that the storylines suck. The matches are good. Now,
Yeah.
they have had good matches.
Yeah, their in-ring product is great.
I mean,
Yeah.
AJ Styles and Ricochet put on a hell of a show the other night when they wrestled each other, and it was a fantastic match. Rollins has had good matches. There's been that, but the story is so boring. The storyline sucks, and it just bleeds. The same 12 guys that were on Raw
Yep.
just went over to SmackDown.
Yep.
Forget the wild card rule. It's just whatever goes, and it makes it boring.
So let's start fantasy booking because we've already talked about it, the positives, I think.
Okay.
I think they should do a genuine draft
Yeah.
because they're going to do a draft anyway.
Start all over.
Yeah, just be like, okay, so because of, these guys getting hired at the same time, we're going to do a legit draft.
Okay.
Because that behind the scenes, they're doing a draft for if they're going to have separate shows. Because you can't have a creative person, if they are doing creative, you can't share talent. It's going to mess up storylines.
Right.
So they're going to actually have to pick who they want to have on their shows.
It's surprising to me because we all thought the brand split's going away because of the Fox deal.
Yeah.
That they want to see everybody on everything. Now with this coming in with two different guys controlling two different shows, it feels like no, they are going to give this brand split up.
And this might make the networks very happy too.
Yeah.
Knowing that both these guys have a history in the business, have been successful.
Mm-hmm.
Heyman ran out of money. Bischoff lost the support of his parent company.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're getting back to that heyday of wrestling where these guys were great. So that's why it's going to be exciting. So I think you need a true brand split.
A true
draft.
Yeah.
And you have the network. Just do it on the network.
Yeah.
Because right now we all don't have. Do you still have it?
I do.
So Brock's the only one that still pays for the network. I was out probably been about a year, maybe a year and a half. You've been out a month. But if I knew that they were going to do a draft, I'd maybe buy it. I like a good draft. That's why I fantasy football draft.
That's a good idea on a network because when they do it on a show, it sucks.
And it's
Because
wrestling.
It's got to be 2 nights, and then they have to have
Yeah.
these matches where you don't know if the person's
Yeah.
on the show, and then they might not be there tomorrow
Yeah.
and all that. I'd much rather it that on a Sunday night they do a Sunday night draft.
Yep.
And it's
In
all
Stanford,
done.
yeah, and they don't need the wrestlers there because if your production cost is going to be zero, you're going to have was it Kathy Kelly, whatever, what's the girl, have her with Paul Heyman and some of his just have road agents in the background they're going to be his guys,
Yeah.
and they do a legit draft and be back and forth, and then if you know that because you know where they're going, have wrestlers if they want to come in and be do a promo how do you feel you just got drafted to
Yeah, you're on this show.
you know that they do house shows that night somewhere, so just have remotes at the house show that they're at and record and be like, this guy just got drafted to Raw at a SmackDown live show, and it makes the house shows feel like it's got some
Yeah, and then when Monday comes, it's debuting your new
Yeah.
roster.
all
With new storylines. All
That
new
works
crap.
perfect for what Fox envisions for SmackDown. Is they want analysts at a desk before and after the show, talking about different things and going over stats and stuff. They want it to be a more sports-centric presentation.
Yeah.
This would be a perfect way to do that.
Yeah.
Just go all out and make it seem legit.
yeah.
Yep.
So Any other thoughts if this is really them behind the creative?
Well, I mean, we've brought up this a bunch of times. If you have Bischoff running SmackDown, stables. Bischoff created one of the greatest stables of all time. I think you got to let him do that there too.
So does he just automatically do the NWO? Like, do you have?
I think that's too easy.
Here's what I think. I feel like there might be a verge of an NWO, and then you see NXT guys show up. Like Vince, or so here now we're just going to do fantasy booking because I think that's where we're just going to go off on. I like to see if there's 3 different, like, they all invade sometimes. Maybe before Survivor Series.
Yeah.
The one time a year where Raw and SmackDown go head-to-head.
Yeah.
You have all 3 brands because NXT at that point in time is also going to be its own network television brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's going to be on FS1 or whatever the sports thing is. So I like to see them, like, maybe an invasion storyline through the 3 of them leading up to Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also like to see them bring King of the Ring back.
Mm-hmm.
With that being a way that they can mix.
Yeah, that could be important. Speaking of stables, we talked about on our SoundCloud show how we think that there may be starting to be a little bit of a relationship between WWE and New Japan.
Yes.
So, the NWO was popular back in its day. Bullet Club was popular now.
Yeah.
If they worked out some kind of deal I'd rather see that on SmackDown with Bischoff running it.
Yeah.
Forget the NWO, but you bring the Bullet Club in.
Well, because if he couldn't actually deal with NWO, he ran the company and he had the NWO. It'd be great to see him as a character dealing with a faction you didn't control.
Yeah. And you have you already have the founding member with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And then you have AJ and you have Anderson and Gallows, whoever else you want to throw
Adam
in there.
Cole.
Yeah. I mean, you could have a fantastic thing where, you know, they're taking over SmackDown, they're running stuff, and you have enough heroes to go against them.
Yeah.
Now on Raw under Heyman's, I wouldn't mind to see I'd like to see a big one on SmackDown with Bischoff. The Bullet Club, NWO, whatever you want to call them, they're a big one. That's who everybody's fighting against. On Raw, I wouldn't mind to see smaller stables.
Like your 3-man,
3 or 4 man.
Almost like the 90s WWE when there was like Los Boricuas. There was,
I wouldn't mind to see
COA,
KO, Sammy, Ziggler, and like Corbin together.
Well, there's also, did you see at a house show they're kind of announcing that EC3, Cesaro, and one other guy's like a
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode's like a fed up of WWE stable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, that'd be great. I'd be fine.
I
with
wouldn't
that.
mind seeing like those 4 guys heel, and then another group of like a couple good guys that latch on together.
That was ECW for a long time. They had like the Triple Threat. They had the Dudleys. They had all these little
Ravens
groups.
Flock.
Ravens Flock.
Yeah.
They were heavy on little.
BWO.
Well, you guys have said before that New Japan does that a lot. That everybody's
yeah.
in some
Everybody's
kind
in
of
a
group.
faction.
Yeah, because
in
then
New Japan.
when you have tag matches, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
Because a New Japan card basically has 2 to 3 like 4-on-4 matches, a couple tag team matches, and then your main event's the one-on-one match.
and it's a big deal because you haven't seen Tanahashi and Okada fight each other in a while, like months. So you don't see it all the time.
They might have crossed paths in one of these tag matches or something, but in a one-on-one fight, it's a rarity and it's a bigger deal.
Like a great way is like the Jay White getting to win the NW or was it
IWGP.
IWGP belt was because he beat Okada in a tag match, and everyone's like, "Oh!" And then they're like, "Well, he's not going to beat him in singles." Then he won the belt in a singles match,
Oh, wow.
and it was like a big deal.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think what works well is I'd like to see one as a face, like runs the like Eric Bischoff would probably be the good guy of the hey, you know, we're trying to be nice, but the evil faction, if it's Bullet Club, NWO, whatever, is causing a ruckus and fighting against them. Where Paul Heyman it would be Brock Lesnar versus, and also it makes sense to have stables in that because if you can't beat Brock Lesnar on your own,
Beat him with stable.
you got to beat him with a stable. Mm-hmm. It's the same reason why Goldberg worked in WCW.
Yeah.
No one could beat him on his own, but like Raven Flock all tried,
Yeah.
and then like the NWO and like the LWO. It should be like if you make Brock Lesnar, the way to make him a babyface again is he's fighting all these stables and they're all cheating trying to beat him for the belt for their like whoever runs their faction, and then he's running through factions.
Okay. I also think So if you have the perspective titles on each show,
Yeah.
I think one thing you should always have is the Intercontinental and the United States Championship belt should be defended every week.
Yeah, or at least on television.
Those are
more often.
active belts of mid-card guys to get them over. When John Cena defended the United States title every week, it got that belt over.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Finn Balor hasn't had a match in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the pay-per-view. He wasn't even on TV. He was in backstage interviews. That Intercontinental belt needs to be on that TV. I understand the world title. It's a
Yes.
build-up to it. But every week, someone should be challenging him for those belts.
I don't understand why WWE has gotten rid of the jobber. Like, you know what? When Honky Tonk Man had the belt for as long as he did, he wasn't fighting great talent every week.
Right.
But he got that belt over because he'd show up, he'd fight some local jobber, hit him with the guitar, and he'd be out.
Yeah.
And people would hate him. Or he'd fight someone that you think that could beat him.
And cheat to win.
And he'd cheat to win, and it would be over.
Yeah.
But, like, that's what they need to start doing. Like, Finn Balor could wrestle. This is how you get rid of the 12 people on a show. Finn Balor should wrestle, Drew Gulak. He should wrestle guys from
NXT guys should show up and surprise and be like, I'm challenging for the IC
Yeah.
belt tonight or the United States belt.
Yeah.
A 205 Live guy. All these different guys can show up weekly. Those belts should be defended every week.
Yeah.
should.
That way, you build up to it like, oh, he beat this week. Who's he have to defend? It's a working man's belt.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that what it is? It's the working man's belt. You're
Yep.
defending it every week. You're into it. It's a hard belt to defend, and you may lose it.
Yeah.
You may lose it. You may get it back. You may lose it. Like, it's not the world title where it's like the champ's like the boxing champ.
Yeah, exactly.
Fights it not so much. Just at the pay-per-views.
You're these mid-card belts should be the championship of the television show. Almost like a TV
I think the
champ.
tag belts too. I wouldn't mind being defended. Maybe not every week, but once in a while on the main
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
That's another one with tag champions. Sometimes they go away, and
Yeah.
you're like, boy, I haven't seen the tag champions.
Or if they
Who
like
are
alternate
tag
weeks. Yeah. They alternate weeks. Like, oh, this week, and then you announce for next week. It's like Finn Balor defends his championship against
Yeah,
XY.
and there's so many stinking titles. There's no reason why they couldn't do this.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have it, if you haven't had a title yet in WWE, you suck, because there's so many. of
Yeah.
them.
Whatever poor what's his face, Rockstar Spud's getting pinned and losing his belt. as well.
Speaking of, the first thing I'd do is get rid of that stupid 24/7 championship.
But it's over.
It is over.
But it's become such a joke that, like, if you're going to have separate brands, I don't want him running on every brand. Like, why would he show up to SmackDown then if you don't have to?
Right.
Like, how do you cross that belt over between if you're going to have a truly separate brands?
One of those.
Different mid-carders have to chase them every week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to get those guys on TV.
I think it's over, but I think it's getting old. It's the same thing. Like, I thought maybe what they were going to do it is like different people maybe would win it. You'd see it. It's just a belt it's just a way to keep R-Truth on TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
I liked your idea for the wild card championship.
Yeah.
That could work in this new environment.
Where that's the only championship that can cross brands.
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, it could cross brands, and then when you have it,
You have to defend it on.
I said something about if you have this belt, like a 24/7 belt, and let's say there's a stipulation with this. They had that wild card rule. There's a
Yeah.
wild card belt, so you can go to other shows. You can do stuff.
Yeah.
If you hold it for like longer than like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, you get a shot at one of the mid card belts. If you
Okay.
want to keep it, like play the wild card,
Yeah.
and defend it, because you have to defend it on every show. That's like the rule with it. You got to show up to SmackDown. You got to show up to wherever you got to defend
Yeah.
it. If you hold it for like longer than a month, you get a world title shot. Make it meaningful. What's the reason that you want to be 24/7 champion right now? For what? To have a ugly green belt that you carry around? No one cares.
With a Velcro strap.
It's pointless. Like, to me, it would make more sense if this wild card belt that there was.
You could trade it in for a title
Like,
shot.
why would
Almost
you
like the
want
X
to?
Division title.
Why would you want to appear on all these shows just to get your ass kicked and run around and have people beat you up?
Yeah.
But if you were like, I'm going to hold it and play this wild card, and I want to hold it for a month because then I want the world title, or you're like, you know what? I'm getting beat up every week. I'm cashing in this week for the IC belt.
Yeah.
And that's what you do with it. There's a reason behind it. We said all the time, how many times this shit happened in WWE that has no meaning?
Yeah.
One thing that with titles I'd like to see, which they probably wouldn't do, was unify the Universal and WWE title and just have one overall world champion, and then your Intercontinental and US title are the most important belts, and then you can fight. That champion can fight for the main championship, and then that champion can go between shows.
Like the old undisputed champion.
Yeah.
It was, it wouldn't be bad, but
Because they could do that for the women too.
yeah.
They could make like an overall WWE Women's Champion.
And then they can have like
Universal.
you have a Divas Championship on Raw, and then
Well, they already have Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, but
Yeah.
then making like an overall one.
Universal Women's Universal Champion.
Yeah. Titles need to become important again.
Because they're not.
does.
No.
They're not even close.
And you have to end. The next big one I think that these two guys have to end is you have to end predictability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shouldn't know 6 months ahead of time who's winning the Royal Rumble and who's going to WrestleMania. We shouldn't know. We all knew this year, at the end of last year, we're like, Rollins is going to win that. He's going to
Yeah.
fight Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We all knew that. So everything else becomes meaningless.
Yep.
Because that's why I liked, for Sunday's pay-per-view, that Ricochet beat Samoa Joe. Because it was a little unexpected. Like, Samoa Joe just got that belt back, and people were like, and again, you can't please WWE fans. They hate everything you do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But, like, he surprised them, and I was like, wow, that was kind of cool. Ricochet had a moment he won it. That's a shock. I wasn't thinking of that.
I didn't think he was going to win either.
And then people were like, "Oh, wait, that's dumb. He shouldn't have got it on his first time." I'm like, "Well, you bitch other times when
Yeah.
you have to see the same match 3 times
Yeah.
until he gets it." And then they're like, "Joe should get a rematch." I'm like, again, everyone complains when we're seeing the same match at the next pay-per-view. Like, Joe moved on. It's his belt. Like, it was a nice surprise. Surprises are good
Yeah.
because the world titles right now, there's no surprise.
No.
Yeah.
But-
You didn't think that Baron Corbin was going to win.
No way watching that. There's not even a need to watch that match. And it wasn't a bad match. You go look at it, like, it's not bad, but you knew he wasn't going to win.
I actually liked the part that he had a woman be the ref.
But as soon as it was her, I knew Becky Lynch was going to interfere.
You
Yeah.
knew right away. Yeah, you knew.
Well, there's a great way to mix it up right there. Is that this winner takes all match for these belts? Have them win it. Have Lacey
But you
Evans.
know they won't.
No, they won't. But like, why not?
Like, did any part of you think that Dolph Ziggler was walking out of stomping grounds with that belt?
no,
Not at all.
because now it's so predictable. It's like, well, big shit happens only on the big four.
Yeah.
Like, I only have to watch. You only
have to watch Mania, and you only have to watch
SummerSlam, the Rumble.
And
The
Super
Rumble?
Showdown.
well, Super Showdown. You know nothing's ever changing hands.
It's the
there.
house show.
That's a house show.
Here's what I would do with those shows: is I'd never televise them ever again after the debacle the last one was.
Just have them over there, but not televised. Because the Saudis don't really care if it's not
No,
televised.
because I don't even, they probably don't even care about the WWE network.
Yeah, they don't.
They just
care.
want to see the live show,
Yeah.
and then you don't have everyone here complaining about the quality of it if they
Yeah.
can't see it. It's just a house show.
Or just show it the day after.
Yeah,
Let the
or
spoil-
highlights.
Yeah. Like, because if I bought the network, I'd be annoyed I couldn't watch it. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, all right, you just gotta watch the day after the spoilers, I'd be like, oh shit, I don't want to watch that, and then have something happen at it.
Yeah.
Have it worth.
Nothing ever happens at it. It's worthless.
And remember when
worthless.
Kane won the belt, then lost it the next night? Like, I'm fine with that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I was annoyed that it happened to Kane, but at least I was invested and cared.
That's what Bischoff and Heyman need to work on is surprise. People
Mm-hmm.
need to get back to feeling like,
I have to see this.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
miss
I have to
Monday.
watch it live. I don't want to hear about what happened.
I gotta
later.
tune in because remember, there's been a couple times in the past few years when we've been excited about Raw where we were like, we're gonna watch it live.
Yeah.
And we were all texting each other in the beginning like, oh
And then
wait,
all
and then they were
overwhelmingly
done.
disappointed.
Yeah.
What was the last anniversary they had? And it was horrible.
Yeah, they did their 20,
Raw 20th or
25 or
1000th.
whatever.
30th, I think.
Yeah, whatever that
And
one
we
was.
started watching like, oh, Stone Cold's here. Oh, he just stunned.
and
they
then
were like,
nothing. Yeah.
oh,
yeah.
this is the fucking
Yeah.
drizzling
Yeah,
shits.
it was just terrible. It was terrible.
like,
The last wrestling storyline that I got really excited for that they totally blew was Nexus.
yeah.
The way they brought those guys in, and they just tore up the set, beat up the ring announcer.
Yeah.
Dana Bryan got fired. That because no one expected that to happen,
No.
and then they gave it a 1 month run, and we're done with it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at the big things in WWE's history, it's things that we didn't think would happen. It's like the pipe bomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's things like, whenever you see, I'm trying to think of something that happened. Really, Kofi Kingston winning the belt.
Which is what was good.
Yeah, like there's the highlights are the surprises that get you invested.
That was the fans that made that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That
same
was
with
like
Becky
Daniel
Lynch.
Bryan
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. Like they knew they had to do it, or the fans weren't going to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been excited over things like NXT call-ups, where were shocked. Like, remember when Enzo and Cass came up? We weren't expecting that. We were like, oh shit, Enzo and Cass are here. And then they did nothing. And that just, that's what they do to us.
When was the last, who was the last NXT call-up to be anything?
Right.
Probably Balor. Mm-hmm. If he wouldn't have got injured.
Yeah.
Balor got called up that summer, went right into that tournament, won, went right to face Rollins for Universal, won the championship. He was a big deal. Then he got hurt.
Yeah, but
since him, it hasn't been the same.
He's had a couple of U.S. title runs, but that's...
Nakamura had won the Rumble.
Yeah.
But he didn't even come up to a big thing. That was kind of a little bit later.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're now doing. I mean, Ricochet, they brought him up way too early. Then they just had like awkward tag teams and did nothing. Now they're.
I liked him and Aleister Black as a tag team.
I did too.
But that tag team didn't mean anything. Like, you at least have that tag team, like they came up together. Then you have something happen, like have Aleister turn on him.
Yeah.
There's no heel.
They haven't done anything with Aleister Black.
Well, somebody knocked on the door this week.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I hope it's Bray Wyatt. Although that would kind of kill the Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt's,
because if he comes in and beats up Aleister Black,
and Aleister's not.
It's an unknown.
To me, Aleister Black, we said this before, is a main roster layup.
Oh yeah.
Like he can talk, he can wrestle, he has a great promo.
He's got a great entrance.
Like, why is this not happening more? Are they saving him for something?
His promos are good. The way that guy talks.
Yeah, it's great.
And he's already fixed his accent.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have like a Nordic accent anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
He's great. And he's just doing backstage talking.
Somebody knocked on the door this week, though.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
it was Huskus the pig.
I mean, and then you have Bray Wyatt leaving puppets all over the place.
Me and Brock were talking about this earlier. I like to see someone, like, wrestlers represent the puppets later on.
Yeah.
Like, he shows up and then someone's dressed up like the Abby and someone's
Just like a chicken.
Yeah.
Just like a chicken. Kaiju Big Battle this Saturday.
Can't go.
I lost my thought. Oh, no, I was going to think.
What are you,
Mention the chicken.
So, I would like to see Aleister Black Undertaker. Like, I think it'd be great if, you know, Undertaker and Reigns versus, or Rollins. What, aren't they doing something?
Undertaker and Roman versus Shane and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Apparently, The Undertaker requested to work with Drew McIntyre. Apparently, he really likes him, and he feels he can work well with him, and he wants him as his WrestleMania opponent for next year.
Nice.
Which, why do you have to tell us that? Why does that have to be news that gets broken out?
Who said that?
It's been on some of the news wires for wrestling that he's been into that, because I'm all right with those two fighting, but I don't want to know about it right now, that it's not a surprise.
Well, that's your fault for listening to Dirt.
Well, it's just stuff pops up, you know.
I think it's going to be McIntyre turns on McMahon sooner rather than later. He's going to be like, oh, if he gives himself a title shot or something like that, that's when that turn will happen.
People are really annoyed with Shane McMahon.
It's overexposure.
It's because it's almost like the old territory days where you're just booking whoever your family is. So.
Yeah, it's like Greg Gagne.
Yeah, it's like the Von Erichs.
So if Heyman and Bischoff are not, let's say they're not on-air personalities, do you still have this McMahon stuff running it, or does that go away, or do you do a face GM?
There's no way that they can't be on-air personalities after this breaks. You know what I mean? Like, you put it on Sports
Illustrated.
Illustrated.
Good at it.
You put it all over your website. Like, now people want to see it. Like,
they'll want to see it.
They want
Bischoff music to hit and him to come out and be like, I am running SmackDown. No more Shane McMahon. Get rid of him.
Yeah, like, no. You guys now answer to me. Like, you know, like, I'm the boss. Like, if you're the best in the world, you got to beat the best in the world. CM Punk turns the kids. And then it comes down. And it's the corporate ministry.
Yeah. I'm
led by
I'm over Shane McMahon. I don't think Shane McMahon's that bad. I think he's okay. He plays a good heel, but it's too much. I mean, he's on Raw, he's on SmackDown, he's all over.
And he's on multiple segments every show. Where somebody timed it a couple weeks ago, and he was over 45 minutes of Raw. Him on screen.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's ridiculous.
It's too much. So they need to fix that. Those are things they need to fix. If they aren't on screen, who is somebody that you think that would be good for them to be like their face guys? They're like, if they're gonna have fake GMs.
So if you have fake GMs, you got to call back to their history. Paul Heyman, I think the Tommy Dreamer would be good.
Okay.
Even though he runs his own stuff, and I get all that, you don't have to put in the comments that he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's fancy booking. I can just do whatever I want.
Booking.
How great would it be? Tommy Dreamer does what he wants, what Paul Heyman wants for a while. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
They turn on each other. You can kind of have a...
Then he brings in Devon Dudley.
Yeah. But then,
Or you could use Devon because he's hired by there.
Yeah.
He's already there.
Yeah. I don't know about Bischoff.
Hogan.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, for Bischoff, I think
It's a
it's
layup.
easy. It's easy.
I don't know why I didn't see it.
It's Hogan, or if Hogan doesn't want to do it, it's Hall or Nash.
Oh.
You know, it's an NWO guy
Or X-Pac.
where they talk about like who their boss is never really mentioning it.
Yeah.
You know, my boss. You know, and being like
What they used to call Bischoff? You know, he's the one.
Easy.
Yeah.
Just got off the phone with Easy.
Yeah.
And he said, "You're having a tag team match."
This little,
Let's make it a tag team match. Speaking of that, that's another thing I want to see stop. I am so sick of two guys are wrestling another two guys, and then another guy interferes, another guy makes a save, and they break him, then they go to commercial, and we come back, and there's a magic match happening. Like that.
Well, that's because the latest Vince McMahon decree was you're not allowed to have in-ring action during commercial breaks.
During commercial
So
breaks.
now this week we've had 6 or 7 2 out of 3 falls matches
Yeah.
that they haven't had in years.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden every show is saturated with them.
But it's so annoying that the guy makes a save, then they're going to team together. That happens all the time.
It happened
Once-
on both shows this week.
Yeah, once in a while it's okay to do that. Not every freaking week you have to see that shit.
Imagine if that was the booking during the Attitude Era of Raw, because there was times where all hell was breaking loose. Vince didn't come down and go, listen, we're making this a tag match.
It's just a fight.
Yeah.
A fight happens, and after the fight's over, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't need to see an additional match now. Like you're
Yeah.
over that segment. Like that one with the New Day. You watched the New Day fight. Who were they fighting?
Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, they're fighting Owens and Zayn. Or whatever, then it's like Daniel Bryan and them come down, and then the Usos have to come down.
Yeah.
You know, then we come back and there's a big 8-man tag match. Like, no, I'm over this segment. Like,
Yeah.
I already got to the finish where all hell broke loose.
Also, too, doesn't kind of kill any momentum you already have, because now you have a definitive winner of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
Part of the brawl is to build up to other things.
I don't understand why this isn't knowledge to these professional people that work in this business, where we know this doesn't work. Like if you're sitting there and you're a part of creative, and they're talking about Raw, and they're like, okay, then they're going to come down. Wouldn't you be like, wait a minute, that's dumb. Well, you just did that last week.
Would you? If we all worked for WWE, we're like, we're fucking working for WWE. This is great.
I don't know.
Clearly Vince does not he likes it his way. Yeah, I'm going to tell him.
It's so annoying. They need to fix that.
Is it because they don't want to pay more guys? These 4 guys came out and they left. Do we, in that same segment, do we want to bring out 2 different guys?
Do they get paid per appearance?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think they just get paid their thing.
Just their travel or whatever.
Yeah. And they're already all there. They all have to be there 8 hours beforehand. You got all these people. Have a battle.
Use them.
Yeah.
So, one of the last topics here, one thing AEW has brought up that they want to maybe do is giving wrestlers an off season where they go away for a little bit. Do you think that the WWE would ever do that? That these guys might have that idea, letting someone go away for a little bit?
I don't see why they shouldn't. It would be great.
It would, because you can do it with an injury angle. You could do it with they could lose their smile. There's so many ways you can write a guy off of TV.
Well, even with social media nowadays, you look at a guy like Rusev, who has been on TV forever. Him and Sheamus work out all the time. They're not using Rusev. He's not hurt. But how great would it be all of a sudden he just showed up with Sheamus or whatever, and they, it brings back the surprise to it.
Right.
If guys go... Also, too, there's sometimes whenever a guy just needs to go away to get his heat, just to get the pop back.
I think the problem with it is, it always comes down to money. If you have a guy and he's extremely hot and he's working really well and everyone likes him, and then it's like they get these things where they're like, well, all right, well he's going on break next month, but we're doing a show in New York. We're gonna have him there. The fans want to see him, so it's like they don't want to miss out on any opportunity when someone's. It's like when they die down and they're no longer popular. Yeah, you don't see them on TV for a while.
Yeah.
But when someone's really popping, it's like Vince. That's his mindset. He doesn't want to let it go.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Now, the thing's going to be interesting to see what AEW does, because right now I've heard Cody say it a million times. We're going to give wrestlers time off. We're going to do that. Let's see when you're on TNT and ratings are high because everyone likes Jon Moxley and he's on week to week. And then he goes, hey, I'm taking my month off. And they're like, oh, we're going to be in New York this week. We got this date come up. TNT really wants you there. it's easier said than done. I think to
'cause
give
I
them
think the networks put more pressure on these guys than they realize.
The networks too. I think it's something AEW hasn't had to deal with yet. But TNT's going to put pressure on them. That this is working. We want to see more of this. You know, we don't like that. We don't like those guys climbing all over and making a chair. That's gross. I don't want to. We don't want to see that on our network. And what do? Like you gotta bend it a little bit and change your programming and go with the flow. You know.
Don't mess with the chair.
I think the off season is
cool.
Easier said than done, depending on who the wrestler and talent is.
Especially with the roster size that AEW has. WWE could do it pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
Of course they could. Yeah.
Well, I also think that, like, you look at past storylines, like when Dusty broke his arm, like, you know, it gives so much sympathy, and you just have him cut promos. And you can have him cut a month's worth of promos.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, so we're going to see, we're back to, you know, Seth Rollins at home's nursing his knee, and there's Becky Lynch in the background. Like,
I think you have to sell it on an injury angle.
Yeah.
Because I think fans would get annoyed, like, there's nothing wrong with him, he's just sitting at home, they get pissed.
Yeah.
Why is Rusev just sitting around, nothing's wrong with him? I think you have to do fake injury things where he tweaked his elbow, he's going to be out for 3 months.
You got to work, kayfabe's got to be the new work. You know what I mean? Like, the social media, you got to start using it as the new...
You got to sell it.
Like, Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay. You got to that can be a work. Like, you got to start selling the stuff. You can't have Rusev working out with Sheamus, posting pictures, or you have Seth Rollins and Cesaro. They're supposed to, like, you got to bring back that mystique a little bit.
Yeah, that like these people really don't. They're fighting, but the next week they're on up, down together. Playing video games and they're high fiving and hugging. You know, like you gotta play it up a little bit more. That's a good one. That's a good one to bring back too for booking.
And Paul Heyman was all about that at ECW. He made Sandman walk around with bandages on his eyes for 2 months in Philadelphia.
Make people believe it. That, like, they really don't get along.
Yeah.
You know, I watch them on Up, Down. They play video games together.
Or they're on Ride Along together.
They're on Ride Along together. They're sitting in cars together, you know.
Sitting in cars drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
That's what's made Becky Lynch more popular.
Oh, yeah.
Is she has Twitter wars with people where people think it's real. She's fighting with Beth Phoenix. She's fighting with this person. She's yelling at that one. You know, like that people, they eat that shit up.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is real. Becky Lynch is a bitch.
Social media should be the new, like, we're coming to a town near you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those promos that they would do, like, social media is the new promo.
Yeah, because they don't do syndication anymore.
No, like, if you want to keep a storyline going that's not on television, you cut the promo online, like, on you know...
Yeah.
You have all the social media. You have
and it doesn't cost anything.
No. I mean... That's what
because the back stuff, stage stuff that WWE shows right now on their social media is all stupid.
Yeah,
it's like Kathy Kelly caught up with AJ Styles while he's walking away.
Yeah,
like this is boring.
Yeah,
I want to see someone do something in one of these angles.
Yeah,
you know, other than R-Truth running around getting locked in bathrooms and all this stuff.
Like, what if you like all of a sudden on Adam Cole's account you see him with the Undisputed guys, Undisputed Era, and they just beat the shit out of somebody, and it's all on their phone. Like, I don't worry about this punk. Just beat the shit out of him. So, you know.
Yep. Undisputed Era would be great to bring up to a roster to have another heel group.
Just leave them on NXT.
Yeah.
I don't think they.
Just leave them there. Don't let them.
They are perfect on NXT. Yeah. You leave a lot of those people.
Let them win all 4 titles first.
Make them the new 4 Horsemen. They should have everything.
Should. Even the 24/7 championship.
Yeah, they should.
They should have an NXT guy or a 205 live guy.
It should be everywhere. Yeah.
Take it. Yeah.
Lucha House Party.
Lucha House Party. Lars Sullivan.
He's hurt.
All right. He is hurt. Yep. Well, there you go.
So we just talked about wrestling because Justin wasn't around. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We know Justin isn't.
Enjoy. Let us know what you think. And
write in the comments and check out our other stuff.
Yeah, we'll see where this all leads to.
We're going to see where it leads.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
True.
It is. Give credit where credit's due. At least they're trying something.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to poo-poo it until we see it.
Like a lot of the idiots online.
Online idiots.
All right. Later.
Night.